enough preliminaries. Let's get started on our first subject for the day. If you're ready, say, I'm ready. I like this crowd. Take good notes today. Let's get through this. Here's my first subject for the day. It's called Enlightened Self-Interest. Once I settled on the value of this, I'm telling you, my life exploded into change when I found out, number one, it was all right to be self-interested. Self-interest is a natural inclination of being a human being. Self-preservation is one of the strongest of laws. Then, if we can get to self-development, now we've got something that'll last us all of our lives while we're here trying to make ourselves productive and fruitful. Because that was the early call. Be fruitful. Be productive. Multiply, yes. Right? Have children. Populate the earth. But that wasn't the only reason for creating mankind. As the opening story tells us, it said, be fruitful was the chosen word. Be productive. See what you can do with seed and soil and sunshine and rain and miracle of life and season. See what you can do with opportunity as it presents itself. See what you can do. Measure faithfully and carefully as you move along to see if your productivity matches the possibility. And if you'll do that, I'm telling you, that's what life is all about. And that all is in a self-interest frame of mind. But I've put this word in front of it to make sure you understand where I'm coming from, and it's called enlightened self-interest. Now, here's what's exciting about enlightened self-interest. Make this note. Everybody wins. If you can engage in life to the point where everyone wins, wouldn't that be a colossal way to live? Wouldn't that be exciting to wake up every morning and say, the things I'm going to do, if I get good response and productivity comes from it, everybody's going to win. And I want to show you how to do that. It's called enlightened self-interest. Now, let me give you some of these success equations that help portray enlightened self-interest. Here's the first one. Interestingly enough, these come from the Bible. I'm an amateur on the Bible, but great source of ideas, inspiration, stories, success equations, poetry and history, and, a collection of stuff unmatched in any one collection of works. Here's what it says. He that wishes to be the greatest. Probably one of the most emphatic self-interest statements ever made. He that wishes to be great. And I'm sure the implication here was a wide range of greatness. Great wealth, great power, great influence, great respect. He that wishes to be great in all of these areas. And if someone says, yes, I wish to be great in all these areas, have great wealth and great respect and great productivity and great influence, long list of attributes of greatness. And if you said, yes, I wish to be, we would certainly call that a self-interest statement. But here's how to do it in an enlightened way. Here's the rest of the equation. It says, he that wishes to be the greatest, let him serve the many. And I've shortened it to read like this, in my own unusual brilliance. I've shortened it to read like this. Service to many leads to greatness. Service to many can lead to great wealth. Service to many leads to great respect. Service to many leads to great satisfaction. Service to many leads to great self-esteem. Service to many leads to great acclamation. Service to many. Now, in an enlightened way, if you serve yourself, wishing to be great in all those areas, and you do it by serving the many, here's what's exciting. Everybody wins. I'm asking you to ponder that as you leave here after this mastermind weekend is over and say, how can I expand by skill and by language and by discipline every piece of my life in serving others with value? And if I will do that, I don't have to worry about the return. John Kennedy said, and when I use this illustration around the world, I'm telling you, no matter what country I go to, when I use this illustration, people already know what I'm about to say. John Kennedy said in his inaugural speech, and whether I'm in Tokyo or Germany or Paris or Portugal or South America, I'm telling you, they know what's coming. They anticipate it already. It is amazing the impact John Kennedy had. You know, I didn't agree all that much with his politics, but I did have to agree. He was magnetic. He had incredible charisma. And some of his words and language ring in our ears and heart and soul till this day. Here's what John Kennedy said in his inaugural. Ask not. I wish that was the current political philosophy. Ask not what your country or the people of the country can do for you. Now, I'm going to add what the speechwriter left out. John Kennedy said, ask not what the people of the country can do for you. Why? Because that's not how you get rich. That's not how you get plaques on the wall and trophies on your mantle. That's not how you become respected and powerful and influential and unique. That's not how you have great recognition. That's not how you have great satisfaction and unlimited self-esteem. That's not how you get it, asking what the country can do for you. But then he gave the magic and said what? Ask what you can do for your country. Why ask what you can do for your country, for the people of the country? Because that's how you get rich. That's how you can become famous. That's how you can get the plaques on the wall and trophies on the mantle. That's how you can have great self-satisfaction, treasures of heart and soul, equities beyond belief. That's how you can become a person of greatness, asking what you can do for the people. Here's all you have to do to be great. Render great service. It's easy to be rich. Render riches in service. It's easy to be wealthy, and it's called render a wealth of service. And here's what's exciting about rendering service. It comes back multiplied. Some of you are going to experience that. Some of you only been around here a short period of time. You say, well, I just got started. Hey, take heart. It doesn't take much of a start to start planting ideas in someone else's head, and I'm telling you, the return can be awesome. The return can multiply so quickly you can't believe it. He that wishes to be great in income, treasures, riches of mind, soul, heart, and purse, let him find a way to serve the many. Service to many leads to greatness. Now somebody says, well, I can't worry about other people. About the best I can do is worry about myself. I can't be worried about other people's problems. I got enough problems of my own. Well, if that is your attitude and that's your philosophy, then you'll always have those problems. They will never go away. Key phrase. Self-protection leads to mediocrity. Self-service leads to fortune. Self-investment leads to fortune. Now here's the next success equation. He that wishes to be ruler over much, interesting language, ruler over much, presiding over much. Jeff Olson's got to that place, right? Chairman of the board. Quite a position. I often thought about that when I was a kid growing up. What would it be like to be chairman of the board and preside? And it says here, if you wish to preside over much, whether it's enterprise, or much family, or much corporation, or much productivity, or much value, if you wish to preside over much, that would be a self-interest statement. If you said it, I wish to preside, I wish to be the leader, I wish to preside over much great wealth, whatever. It says here's the answer to do it in a way so that everybody wins. It says, be disciplined when the amounts are small. Guy says, oh, if I had a fortune, I'd take care of it. But I've just got this paycheck, I don't know where it goes. Come on. That doesn't put you in line for the fortune. Have you ever heard that expression? I don't know where it all goes. Oh, we'd love to have you run the company. You don't know where it all goes. Hear that? It just gets away from me. We'd love to have you run the world. It just gets away from you? No. Here's the key. Be disciplined when the amounts are small. Somebody says, if I had a big organization, I'd really look after it. But I've only got 4 or 5. I don't know where they are. Come on. If you've only got 4 or 5, you can know exactly where they are. Here's what gets you ready for the more complicated disciplines of real treasure, enterprise, family, future. And that's to be faithful when the small ones come your way. Be faithful over the small disciplines. Then you can handle the major disciplines. The man strides out of his house to go straighten out the corporation, has not yet straightened out his garage. Come on, you got to start with your garage. It says, should we let a man rule the city that can't rule himself? And the answer is no. Well, I guess we do sometimes. Here's the answer. We shouldn't. You've got to be able to rule your own spirit. You've got to be able to rule your own appetite. You've got to be able to rule yourself. Then we will let you preside over a few more, and then a few more. And as you qualify by mastering the smaller disciplines like self, like health, then we will let you preside over the many in productivity, many enterprises, multiple organizations. Some of you are going to have organizations spread around the world. I'm asking you to cash in on the small disciplines now. Be faithful, up early and faithful, on the phone and faithful, on the fax machine and faithful, communication, faithful, not letting the loose ends go. Practice those when the amounts are small. Then you'll be in line when the amounts are large to preside over large fortunes, large organization, large enterprise beyond your imagination. But be faithful when the amounts are small. Now here's the next one. Enlighten self-interest. Key phrase. Life responds to deserve, not to need. Once I understood this, it changed my life. Life responds to deserve, not to need. The great law of the universe does not say, if you need, you will reap. No, that's not how it reads. It says what? If you plant, you will reap. Someone says, well, I really need to reap. Then you really need to plant. So make this note. Reaping is reserved for the planters. Life doesn't give us what we need. Life gives us what we deserve. It says if you wish to find, cross your fingers and hope. No. Someone's bound to come and rescue you. No. It says if you need to find a good idea, if you need to find opportunity, if you need to find something of value, if you need to find some answers, here's what it says. You must search. Only those that search deserve to find. If you want to find answers, you got to go to the library. You got to go to the books. You got to go to the classes. You got to go to the session. You got to go to where it's being taught. You got to go to the training. Rarely does a good idea interrupt you. You got to go looking. You got to go searching. That's why I compliment you on being here. Leaving your family and your enterprise for a while, getting on an airplane, flying in here, spending this kind of money and this kind of time in a search. You deserve to find. By searching this diligent and this hard, you deserve to find. And I'm part of that piece of the miracle. To give you a piece of my experience in my life, because you have searched so hard, I'm telling you, I want you to find. And I'm going to do my part. You've done your part. No telling what will come from it. Next. It says, if you wish to receive, nothing wrong with wishing to receive. We would call that a statement of self-interest. I wish to receive. It says no problem with wishing to receive, but you must do it in an enlightened way so that everybody wins. Here's what it says. You must give in order to receive. So, receiving is reserved for the givers, not the needy. No, not those that need it. Receiving is reserved for those that first become givers. Once you learn these laws, I'm telling you, it's explosive. If you give, it's gone. No. That's not what it says. It isn't gone. If you give what? It's invested. And what do you expect from an investment? A return. The same amount? The answer is no. Multiplied. Now, here's the colossal part of this enlightened self-interest little message before we get on to something else. There's even a script that says this in ancient words. It says, it's much better to give than it is to receive. Now, I'm telling you with shallow thinking, this doesn't make sense. Why would it be better to give than it would be to receive? And here's why. Giving starts the receiving process. Once you understand that, now you can act immensely in your own self-interest. But everybody wins. Wow. Once I understood this, it was colossal. Next. Life operates by deserve, not by need. Ancient script says this. God says, if you move toward me, I'll move toward you. See, that's the law of the universe. Now, it could read like this. God says, you don't move, I don't move. You say, well, that's arbitrary. Well, when you're God, you can set it up that way. Now, here's the last part on my little enlightened self-interest subject. All truly sophisticated people say this: I wish to pay fair price. Don't need it cheap. Don't need it for nothing. I wish to pay fair price. Now, why would you wish to pay fair price? And once you understand the answer, it's called life transforming. If everybody understood it, their life would immediately begin to grow in equity or treasure. Here's what truly sophisticated people know. I wish to pay fair price for what the paying will make of me. Once you understand that, life takes on new dimensions. I wish to pay. I don't need it free. I don't need it for nothing. I wish to pay. Why? Because being able to pay is a greater value than anything I could purchase. And I'll give you time to write it down. Being able to pay is a greater value than anything you could possibly purchase. The greatest value in life is not what we get. The greatest value in life is what we become. If we become able to give, if we become able to pay, if we become able to transmit, to produce, see, that's the greater value. Yes, we will get value from paying, but the greatest value is not what you get in return for what you pay. The greatest value is in being able to pay. That's why the sophisticated person says, I wish to give for what giving makes of me. I wish to search for what searching will make of me. Right? I wish to be faithful when the amounts are small for what that will make of me. And then the return that starts to flow from that process, I'm telling you, it's beyond belief. Little subject on enlightened self-interest. Okay, let's talk now about personal development. What's valuable is what you become, not what you get. Major question to ask on the job is not, what am I getting here? Major question to ask is, what am I becoming here? One of the greatest invitations you can give for people to join your enterprise is what they will become, not just what they can earn, but what they will become. You just got to say, you just got to get around us. I'm telling you, the things we teach and the influence you'll have here and the people you'll hear and being around me and being around other people and being in the meetings and being in the training, I'm telling you, that's what will be valuable. And people will start to say early with that kind of procedure, it's not so much what I'm earning here, it's what I'm learning here. And then it's not so much what I got here, it's what I became here. And I'm telling you, if they come and only stay a week, we want them to walk away with influence unmatched. We want them to be touched like nobody else ever touched them. It doesn't matter how long they stay. Plenty are going to stay to make us all rich. But however long they stay, a few minutes or a few hours or a half a day or 1 day or 1 week, let them walk away and say, I was touched like I was never touched before. I got a piece of something I never had before. Somebody shared with me like no one else has ever shared with me before. Someone gave me the gift of attention like no one else has ever done before. Whether they stay or whether they don't stay, let them say, when they walk away, that is our reputation. We gave them something beyond what they expected. If I've got an ad in the paper, I'm telling you, if I talk to somebody, whether they come to the meeting or not, they will never forget the conversation. And I only need about 10 minutes. If I can get somebody on the phone for 10 minutes, whether they come to the meeting or not, doesn't matter. I will give them something to ponder for the rest of their lives. And you say, what if it's a positive conversation or a negative? Doesn't matter. As long as you've got a chance to speak to someone. As long as you've got a chance to talk and start the process of delivering the magic that's in your heart and soul, let alone the opportunity that can turn into fortune. I'm telling you, you've got to leave people touched. Whether you touch them on a telephone call for a minute or two, or whether you touch them in an hour-long presentation, or whether you touch them in a meeting, or whether you touch them however you touch them. That's my challenge in reaching out with these cameras that film and send out on the satellite waves the story, is to reach out there and touch somebody's life. If I never get to meet them, I still want to touch them. I want them to ponder what I've got to say, want them to give it some consideration. Then if it benefits their life in better health and better relationship with their family, enterprise, fortune, money, increased paycheck, whatever, then I'll be grateful for that. But first I want to touch somebody's life. So that is your major concern here, is to reach out, as the telephone company says, and touch someone with your words, touch someone with your vision, touch someone with your excitement, touch someone with your heart and soul. And if you only get a chance to touch them briefly, who cares? If they respond, wonderful. If they don't respond, make sure that when they hang up from your presence or walk away from your presence, that some little something in them will never be the same again, because they had a chance to meet you and listen to your words of life, words of wisdom, words of counsel, or simply words of encouragement. And I say on the phone, hey, Bill, I'm sorry, what I've got's not for you, but here's my best advice. Keep looking until you find what you're looking for. And then if you found it, I wouldn't mind getting a phone call back saying, Mr. Rohn, your idea was not for me, but I'm telling you, you encouraged me to go look, and I found something. That'll give my heart something to rejoice about. I'll be excited for a whole day getting a phone call like that. So I'm asking you to reach out, touch people with your influence. You've already got enough power. Yes, we got a powerful program. Yes, you've got a powerful idea. Yes, it's going to be ongoing. Yes, it'll be world class. Yes, but even in the beginning stages, just touch somebody with your personality. Touch somebody with your heart and soul. Touch somebody with a brief bit of sunshine, opportunity. Wish them well, whether they buy, don't buy, whether they join, don't join. Leave them with an incredible taste in their mouth. Leave them with something that they never had before they got on the phone with you or met you in person or read a piece of your literature, whatever. Make that kind of an impact. And if you'll practice that at whatever level you find yourself, you will start growing by leaps and bounds. Pretty soon, very few people will be able to escape your influence.